Donald Trump's second visit is already being planned for after Brexit. Donald Trump could be set to get the full pomp and ceremony of a state visit after the UK quits the European Union. The POTUS would be the first leader to be given the honour after March 29 next year if the proposals discussed by Britain's National Security Advisor and his US counterparts go ahead. But preparations for his upcoming visit to the UK next month are behind schedule due to the Singapore summit with North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un. The U.S. Embassy says it expects Melania to accompany Mr. Trump, and for them to stay at least one night, but preparations are still being finalized. Sir Mark Sedwill said it would be worth having him here to coincide with Second World War commemorations in May next year. The diplomat was heard making the comment to U.S. Ambassador Woody Johnson at a reception to formally open the new embassy building in Vauxhall. In a conversation captured in Channel 4 documentary Inside the American Embassy, Sir Mark says, "Let's plan for a series of visits in his first term." After suggesting next May for the state visit, he adds, "The key thing is that we get him here." Mr. Johnson replies, "Let's get him here once. Once you get it, then you know what you are dealing with. Then you have broken the issue," Sir Mark says. The U.S. ambassador urges the security advisor not to let fear about the visit hold you back. Sir Mark told the ambassador he had already had discussions with his former counterpart in Washington, ex-National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and suggested making it the first big visit after Brexit. Critics of the U.S. president, including London Mayor Sadiq Khan and Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, have previously said Mr. Trump should not come to the UK and large protests are expected for his upcoming working trip. The three-part documentary was filmed over 9 months and looks at the workings of the new embassy, which the president dismissed as being in an off location. Mr. Johnson said he did not see enough confidence in Britain over Brexit and urged don't be pessimistic. "To see this defeatist attitude towards Brexit is a bit sorrowing to me," he said. Mr. Johnson suggested the UK looks to Mr. Trump and takes some inspiration from what he has achieved. Lou Lukens, Deputy Chief of Mission, told reporters at the launch of the documentary that planning for Mr. Trump's visit on July 13 had been delayed by the Singapore summit. He said, "Normally 1 month before a visit we would have a pretty good idea at this point of the schedule, but we don't in this case. The team from Washington from the White House that travels in advance of a visit to set up the program was completely wrapped up with the Singapore summit, so they haven't been here yet. Why is there a CO2 shortage? Where has all the carbon dioxide gone? Strippers ordered to stay at least 3 feet away from Punter's pub" has sassy response to reviewer complaining that Welsh locals spoke Welsh. "We have a rough idea. He'll meet the Prime Minister. We think there'll be an engagement with the Queen, but we don't have any details at this point." Mr. Lukens added, "We are focused right now on the first visit, which will be in about a month. Beyond that we do think the state visit will happen next year at same point, but beyond that we haven't set a date." If you have a story for our news team, email us at webnews@metro.co.uk. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.